Hey everyone, in this video, I'm going to show you how to add a Terms of Service agreement to your MemberPress website. So this will let you require customers or new member signups to have to agree to your Terms of Service before being able to sign up for your website. While it's definitely not required, you might want to include a Terms of Service agreement to alleviate yourself of certain liabilities or to comply with any laws that you might need to. So in this video, first, you'll see how to set up a simple Terms of Service agreement site-wide for all your registration pages. And then you'll see how to set them up per membership. Okay, so from the WordPress dashboard, to configure your Terms of Service agreement, just go to MemberPress here in the left sidebar, and Settings. And then the Account tab. Then click to enable Require Terms of Service on membership registration forms. Once you do that, you'll see two fields. This first one is where you're going to enter the URL for your Terms of Service page. So what you do is just create a new WordPress page on your website, over here on the Pages item, and then on that page, paste your Terms of Service agreement and make it look however you want, and then publish the page, and then copy the URL for that page, and then paste that URL right here. And this next field lets you modify the text that will appear next to the checkbox. So this text here will link to the Terms of Service page that you pasted the URL for in the above field. And we'll see what this looks like for a customer or a new signup later on. So you can leave it to this default text that's provided, or you can modify it to say whatever you want. So once you have your URL pasted here and your text set, just click here to save the settings. And then once it's saved, now your Terms of Service agreement will show up on all your registration pages for all the memberships on your website. So once this is enabled, customers won't be able to sign up or buy a membership until they check that box agreeing to your terms. So to see what this looks like, I'll open my website in a new incognito window, so I'm not logged in as my site's administrator user. If you're not familiar with it, an incognito window lets you view your site totally logged out like a brand new site visitor, which is really useful for testing things out. Okay, so once I have my site open in an incognito window, I'll go to Sign Up, and then click to buy one of these memberships that I have. And here on the registration page, if I scroll down, here's that Terms of Service agreement. And this text here links to my Terms of Service page that I set in those settings. So a user would have to check this checkbox agreeing to my terms before they're able to buy this membership, or sign up if you have a free membership, or to buy your product, or whatever it is that you're selling. And that's it for the site-wide Terms of Service. So it's really quick and easy to set up. So now I'll show you how to set up different Terms of Service agreements for different memberships that you might have. So maybe you have multiple memberships or products for sale on your website, for example, and you have different Terms of Service agreements for each one. You can set up as many as you need and then show them on your registration pages for all those different memberships. But before I set these up, I'll go back to WordPress and then just disable the site-wide Terms of Service checkbox here first. And then I'll save the settings. Okay, so let's say that I have two memberships for sale on my site. So go into Memberships. For this example, let's say I just had Basic and Pro. And for this example, let's say that I need completely different or separate Terms of Service agreements for the Basic membership, and then another Terms of Service agreement for the Pro. So they just have different terms depending on what the membership is. So you'll need to do that with MemberPress's built-in custom fields. So first, I'll go to MemberPress, Settings, and the Fields tab. And then right under Custom Fields, right here, I'll click the plus sign icon to add a new field. So this lets you create custom user information fields that then can be put on your different membership site areas, like your registration page, to collect information from users. So for this new custom field, from the dropdown here, I'll select Checkbox. And then in the name field, first, I'm going to give it a name that describes what this checkbox is for. So this name will be used to create a slug for the custom field that you can use as well. So this can be used to customize where the checkbox shows up on the page, which we'll see later. If that's a little confusing, don't worry. The slug is just like a piece of code that you can use in other chunks of code, like an HTML snippet, for example. So you want this slug to describe what the field's for. Then I'll set it to required, so users have to check the box in order to sign up. And then I'll click here to save it. And then once it's saved, you'll see that slug is created using the name that I inserted. But now I'm going to change the name, actually, to the actual text that will show up next to the checkbox with a link. So to do that, if you head to the custom terms of service page on the MemberPress support documentation, which I'll have linked up in the description of this video, you'll find some text that you can copy within HTML href tag for the link. So all you have to do is modify the text if you want to, and then replace this text here with the slug of your terms of service page for this membership. So again, you would just go to Pages here in WordPress, and then create those pages for your actual terms of service pages for your different memberships. So for this example, if I open Pages here in a new tab, I've already created 2 pages on my website, so it's one for my basic terms of service and one for my pro. So if I open this page up to edit it, and then come over here to the right, you can see this page's slug right here. So going back to the support docs, I'll copy this text here, and then paste it right here in the name field. And then I'll go back to my basic terms of service page, and then right here, copy that slug for the page. And then going back to the fields, replace this part here. So I'll just paste in my slug. Just like that. And then I'll click to save the settings. So now that custom field's all set up and ready to use. So right now, I'll pause the video and go ahead and create my other custom field for my Pro membership terms of service agreement. Okay, so now my 2 terms of service checkbox custom fields are created. And this text links out to those terms of service pages that I created on my website. So now all you need to do is edit each membership to choose to show this custom field on them. So first I'll go to MemberPress, Memberships, and click to edit my basic membership. And then here under Membership Options and the Registration tab, click to enable custom user information fields. And then select the field for your membership terms. So in my case, basic terms. And then just make sure it shows up under active fields. And then just click to save the membership. So now when I go to view this membership's registration page, like this, you can see that terms of service checkbox shows up and it's required. So users have to check it to sign up. And it links out to my custom terms of service page for this membership. So for my example here, I would just follow the same exact steps that I just took to add the custom field to my Pro membership, and it'll all be set up. And then my 2 memberships, Basic and Pro, have 2 separate terms of service agreements that users have to agree to in order to sign up. And those links link out to my 2 separate pages with the terms of service agreement pasted on them. Now, one thing, you'll notice that the checkbox here shows up right here instead of at the very bottom. And just a note too, I'm also using MemberPress's built-in Ready Launch styling to style my registration pages automatically. So if you have Ready Launch disabled and are using a theme or page builder to style your registration pages instead, this will look a little bit different for you. But if you want to modify where this custom field text box is actually shown, so say, for example, you want it to show up on the very bottom, we do have an option for that on the support documentation page on creating custom terms of service pages. And you'll find that right here with some code. So just follow these instructions on how to modify where that checkbox is actually displayed. And that's how you add a terms of service agreement on your membership website. Again, check out our support docs pages on terms of service agreements for more guidance and information. And be sure to subscribe to our blog and YouTube channel, and also follow us on Instagram for all of our latest tips and updates on MemberPress, membership websites, selling digital content, and a whole lot more. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one. If you liked the video, be sure to like, subscribe, and check out our other videos that makes getting MemberPress up and running a breeze.